America's working class has been cheated. That is an assertion.
Open borders. Open borders.
That's a Koch brothers proposal.
And the Democrats jumped right on board with the corporatists. They got in bed with Wall Street, military-industrial complex, the fossil fuels, Silicon Valley. And now look what happened to the country. We have the biggest income disparity since the Gilded Age. Bigger than that. There's more.
Expanded trade has thrown the working class into much more competition than they experienced before trade with lower wage countries took off.
Can say is that as a country, we have to make a different set of choices because the choices we've made have hurt working people.
Congressman, because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
Hey, everyone. Kevin Lynn here, Executive Director, Institute for Sound Public Policy. And today is Monday, February the 19th, 2024, and it is President's Day. It's an opportunity for us to enjoy a banking holiday. A lot of federal employees are taking off today. But I'm hoping for everyone, it's an opportunity to reflect on the office of President of the United States, look back on America's history, and, look at the men who were in that position and how the life they lived brought them there, and the kind of performance their performance in office and the impact it's had on the country. And with that in mind, I wanted to ask everyone here, who is your favorite president of the United States? I think we all have one, or maybe we have a couple. There's certainly a few that I think made significant positive impacts on the country. They include the likes of Theodore Roosevelt. He was an amazing man. Sadly, he made a commitment that he would not seek a second term because McKinley was assassinated, who was the president. Roosevelt was vice president, became president, ran for a term, won, but didn't run for another term. And ladies and gentlemen, I think the country would have been much better off had that happened. You have Abraham Lincoln, who was the president through the Civil War. Essentially, a house divided cannot stand. Well, we have a restored union as a result of that. Unfortunately, he was assassinated just as we had our victory. And then for me, though, my favorite president of the United States, and this is going to sound a bit trite, but it has to be George Washington. I know we go through elementary school learning he's the father of our country, but it wasn't until I read Barbara Tuchman's book, The First Salute, that I really gained an enormous appreciation for the man and the job he did. Just from, when you look at him from a moral standpoint, he was highly ethical. When you look at it from a mental standpoint, he had amazing acuity. You look at his life as a surveyor. He was physically tough as nails, successful entrepreneur before and after the presidency and before and after the war. In fact, during the heat of the campaigns, he was actually still conducting business through correspondence at Mount Vernon. But like I said, morally, mentally, physically, just a giant in many ways. I recall when I was reading McCullough's 1776, he said you could spot the leader of the Continental Army from a mile away. And he spoke of Washington's deportment and stature. I mean, he did literally, at I believe 6'3", stood head and shoulders above any of the people in the colonies at the time. And he was arguably the best horseman in the colonies. So that's why my pick is George Washington. And I wanted to leave you with a quote from Barbara Tuchman's book about him. He said that whatever the outcome in America, he would always regard it as a glory and honor to have upheld the cause which he regarded as that of all humankind. So I wish we knew more about George Washington. Unlike John Adams, we don't have this rich source of correspondence between him and Abigail Adams. They were both amazing human beings, and their correspondence certainly showed that. But with Washington, upon his death, his correspondence from his wife, Martha, were destroyed, and then her death, his correspondence to her were destroyed. So we'll never know the full measure of the man, but he certainly stands up to legend. I'm going to take a look to see if anyone is responding in any of the chats. I don't see any activity. I didn't expect to. Actually, I'm kind of glad to be able to do this recording right now because I was having a lot of issues with Ecamm and the sound. So, but anywho, again, I'm going to sign off here, but I want to once again wish everyone a really happy President's Day, and please use this as an opportunity to reflect on those people who've held that high office. Have a great day. Bye-bye.